Joint practice 1 in the books. 49ers Raiders here from Henderson, Nevada, just outside of Vegas. It's hot in the desert. I got to toss my bag into the car, and then I'm not going to do this from the car because that would be extremely hot. It's not 110 degrees, but as you know, the heat does pick up here. So let's grab the note. Let's talk about the Jimmy Garoppolo reunion with the 49ers. Garoppolo said that Trey Greenlaw was yelling at him. So those are my brothers over there. I love playing with them. Well, today Jimmy Garoppolo was playing against the 49ers, and he played well. Touchdown drive capped up with a diving catch from the tight end Austin Hooper against pass interference. Officials threw a flag. Really did the job for the Raiders offense against the 49ers defense. Early on in practice, Jimmy Garoppolo was able to find Devontae Adams, who slipped behind Charvarius Ward. On the other side of the football, the 49ers also moved the ball. Brock Purdy, touchdown pass to Christian McCaffrey. Purdy did throw an interception today to the Raiders defense, but he responded with a long touchdown pass to Christian McCaffrey, who sprinted down the sideline. After that play, there was a little bit of a scuffle out on the field between the 49ers and the Raiders, but no punches thrown. Kyle Shanahan and Raiders head coach Josh McDaniels actually agreed that if a player did throw a punch in this practice, then he would be kicked out. So everybody kept themselves eligible for the practice, and it was a productive session, I will say. Trey Lance also led a nice drive with the second team offense at the very end. It was a 2-minute drive. Lance's drive, though, there was another drop from 49ers rookie tight end Cameron Latu in the end zone, so the 49ers weren't able to score. And I know that Latu had 2 drops the other day. He's had several this camp. That is an issue to watch. 49ers also have some injuries racking up. Ray McLeod, broken wrist. The receiver is going to be out for 8 weeks, so that opens up that returner spot for the 49ers. Ronnie Bell, the rookie, had a nice day today. Deshaun Jameson, the rookie undrafted free agent DB, was a good returner at Texas. He might have a shot at that job. So we'll see how the 49ers make this return job work. I know Willie Snead, who again had a catch today, has had several catches, the veteran receiver, over the past few practices. He can also return punts and kicks for the 49ers. No Ray McLeod, though, broken wrist for 8 weeks. That is a blow for San Francisco. I thought today the one-on-ones between offensive and defensive lines of both teams, those were going to be the sessions of practice that I actually most look forward to. And there was some good football there. The 49ers got some work in on some stunts that they hadn't gotten in yet in camp, because it wasn't more like 2-on-2 than 1-on-1. The Raiders were able to send 2 pass rushers in against 2 49ers offensive linemen. So you had Trent Williams and Aaron Banks, left tackle and left guard, have to work against the best guys from the Raiders. And that's, of course, all-pro Max Crosby, and then Jerry Tillery, the defensive tackle, worked with Crosby. There were some reps that Williams and Banks won. There were some reps that Crosby and Tillery won. Crosby even knocked Trent Williams down on one of the reps, and it was kind of one of those stunts. It was hard to tell who got his hands on Trent Williams, but Trent fell backwards. You don't see that happen all too often, but just really good work for the 49ers offensive line, especially their interior, against some of that heavy pressure up the middle. And the Raiders were bringing it today. I thought the 49ers O-line held up decently well in those 1-on-1 or 2-on-2 drills. But, probably even more significantly than all that, we saw knowledge exchanged after. Max Crosby was talking to Trent Williams, talking shop, finding out a way, getting some tips, finding a way to get better. Colton McKivitz even had a few words with Max Crosby, and McKivitz hasn't had the benefit of facing Nick Bosa, who's still holding out in this training camp. So next best thing is to work against somebody like Max Crosby, who obviously is an all-pro as well. The 49ers did dominate when I was watching their defensive line work one-on-ones against the Raiders O-line. Alex Barrett, this guy's been on the practice squad for a few years for the 49ers, keeps on winning over and over and over again. This year, Alex Barrett, I think, has taken his play to another level. He beat several of the Raiders offensive linemen. Javon Kinlaw looked really good. Eric Armstead was unblockable on that side of the field. All right, let me make sure I get through these stats concisely. I mentioned the one-on-ones. I mentioned Tillery. I mentioned Max Crosby. I mentioned the Purdy interception. Jimmy Garoppolo was good today. Press conference. I have the video up. You can go check out Jimmy Garoppolo in the silver and black talking about facing his former team. Brock Purdy was really complimentary of Jimmy Garoppolo, and how he learned how to carry himself in a locker room thanks to the leadership that Jimmy exhibited. Oh, and we have a a settlement, I guess, of a big debate that we saw online. This was back in the summer when there was a false report that came out that Jimmy Garoppolo didn't want to return for the NFC Championship game. Well, all the evidence pointed to the fact that that was BS, that wasn't true, because Jimmy Garoppolo actually had to have unexpected foot surgery down the road, right after he signed with the Raiders. He couldn't pass that physical without having the foot surgery first. So if you put two and two together, you could have deduced that Jimmy Garoppolo probably pushed himself too hard to return for the NFC Championship game, just the opposite of what that one report alleged. Well, Jimmy Garoppolo confirmed that, yeah, he did push himself too hard. That's why he had to have that foot surgery later. He's focused on the now, though, here with the Raiders at their facility in Vegas. But I just thought that was a neat closing of the book on that saga. Otherwise, 49ers got some good work in against another team today, against somebody who was not them. Brock Purdy went, I think, 11 of 16. It was really hard to see when the offense was 2 fields away. They did move a little bit closer toward the end, so we saw some of those completions. I mentioned the one to Deebo Samuel. Juwan Jennings had consecutive catches today, but Purdy did have that one interception. He was 11 of 16. It seemed that he finished stronger than he started. Same thing with Jimmy Garoppolo, who finished this one definitely a lot stronger than he started. I think there was 3 straight incompletions to begin for Garoppolo, but in the move the ball against the 49ers, he did move them right down the field. Jacoby Myers, Devontae Adams, and of course, Austin Hooper. So the 49ers defense is going to have some screws to tighten up moving forward. It is hot out here, but happily, I'm going to get in the car now, turn on the air conditioning. I am more than happy to give you guys updates in 100-degree weather outside the Raiders facility in August in Nevada, because 49ers Raiders joint practice, that's the fun stuff. That's the good stuff. We're going to have another one of these sessions tomorrow right out at the facility. And then I'll be at Allegiant Stadium come Sunday for 49ers Raiders in the preseason. Good work here today between these two teams. We'll talk to you all very soon.